whoever you are, thank you for being here. I had to close down that other live. Oh, there you are. Hey, my loves, don't forget to like the video, okay? I know you like Meg. You so unprepared. I know. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. I'm not prepared. I am not feeling well. When I tell you my allergies was bothering me for like the past, I don't know. Thank you, extraneous. Thank you. Extraneous or extenuous, something like that. When I tell you my allergies was, I mean terrible. Do you hear me? Friggin' terrible. I was like, why must God curse me with this personage? What the heck is going on with me and all these damn allergies? Oh my God. Hey Justin. Hey Chandra. Like literally. Like bags. I don't know what the heck. Hey babe. Hey babe. Hey baby. Shelly, what you call them you under? You need to be under Mrs. Underscore more often. Okay? Hello, Shern. Hello, Dallas Slade. You love just dropping me off a piece of that funk, don't you? Thank you. I hope I feel better too. Let me see. Mr. Union, thank you. Oh, look at the oh God. Okay. Hi, Lily. Okay, guys. What I want to do first, before we get into it, is can everybody tell me what was your favorite Jennifer Lewis movie and what city you from? Can anybody tell me that? What city you what set you claim? Wait a minute, let me get in. Let me get in frame. Okay, how about that? How about I do that? How about I get in front of you while I can? How about that? Because once we start talking, I ain't gonna be able to. NYC, Jackie's back. You know, I've never heard that. I've never I heard about it in the book, but I never seen it. I think I'm gonna take time to either is it on Netflix or like what? Hey, Miss Dunn, Long Island, New York. I loved her as the Dean of a Different World. I think that's my favorite one too. I think that's my favorite one too. Okay. What's love got to do with it? Michael Real, Minneapolis. What's poppin', Minneapolis? Sees too much. It's on YouTube. Well, then I'll definitely go check that out then. Okay, Chandra, family reunion. Miami in the house. Leslie, hey babe, hey. What is that? Justin, Atlanta. I liked her in the Fresh Prince as Aunt Viv. Me too, me too, me too. Who's that? Anderson, looking good. Thank you. DMV, Poetic Justice. I didn't, real talk, I don't even remember her in Poetic Justice. But for some reason, I went to go see it one time in a movie theater and I like never watched it ever, ever, ever again for some reason. I don't know why. All right, Cornell, you from Oakland. Lily Rod, she did Princess and the Frog. You like Poetic Justice because it got Tupac crazy Gemini ass in it. Mother sucker. Mother sucker. Daggone. Let me get some more ice, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. We got anybody else coming through? Hold on, guys. You know how to love me. You know how to make it right. Probably got water. You know how to love me. Ooh, excuse me. All right, so let's see. DMV, Poetic Justice, Princess Frog. Okay, I seen that. Hey there, Mrs. Underscore. Shelly, you need to be under. Hey, Tiff. Hey, Boo. Shelly, you need to be under Mrs. Underscore more. Hello. We got 35 watching and 11 likes. Oh, look at that. I'm telling y'all, this gonna be a heavy. What did it say? Hey, Tosh Time. Hey. This is going to be a heavy discussion. What's going to happen is after I do this one, I'm going to do another one for tomorrow, Monday Morning Mess. But yeah, this blicker going to be heavy. Okay. Let's see. We got 36 people in here. And we already 7 minutes in. Y'all keep saying my bra, my bird. Y'all know I got to wear them old lady bras to hold these titties up. Oh, you one of my nurses? Oh, okay, baby. Okay, baby. Hey, Storm. You're here, okay? You're here. But it don't matter because I'm about to get these titties done or taken down a peg, okay? Hey. Okay, so Shelly, ask me this. When you do your video, because you're gonna do a video after I get off, are you gonna do it on Mrs. Underscore or are you gonna do it on S underscore Hutchison? Hey Shawnee. Who else? Vine Life. I supposed to be cooking my dinner while I'm watching you. Girl or boy, I don't know. You better. I'm not sure. That book still got me in my feelings. It will. So anyway, guys, I'm not gonna waste any more time with this. And like I said, I'm gonna be in and out of frame because I want to be able to participate, because when I tell you that this situation, the book really, really touches people. And I'm going to say the main thing that I took away from it is when you know that you have a problem, or when you just, anyway, it's tough. So anyway, I got some people to talk about like their favorite roles from Jenifer Lewis, right? And a lot of people said A Different World, when she was Different World, Fresh Prince. What else did y'all say? The Princess and the Frog. I forgot about that. But it was a couple of other things, like she was in the Temptations movie. It was so many things. Like you have no idea. You have, hey Mel, you have no idea, how much is going on behind the scenes in her life, right? Because while she's doing all these movies, while we're seeing her do these movies and we're admiring her, this woman is going through like this personal, torture, but she doesn't know how messed up she is, or she doesn't acknowledge how messed up she is. She just looks at it like, oh, she's an extra loudmouth, fabulous person. That's the way she looks at it. When in actuality, she has some serious, serious things going on. And I admire her for talking about it. Let's see what else. What's up, Ken? Yup, she did play in the Temptations. She did. Oh, she played in the Panther, Cookout, Cars. Oh wow. Yep, she played in a lot of movies. And for me to know her backstory now, when I tell you it gives me so much respect for her. And a little piece of information, y'all, that y'all probably didn't know. Jennifer Lewis, Aquarian woman, she calls herself the alpha female. Because she has such a big personality that can't be contained, right? And she accepted that about herself. Now, I'm not going to give you a whole bunch because I do want you to go buy the book, but there are issues to, um, take or concerns that I got from the book that it really did bring me to tears about, how she endured, how she was in trouble all that time mentally, and she didn't even understand. So, wait, let me see what else I want to talk about. Okay. So, a couple of little quick things. She has a bachelor in arts. She's been engaged 4 times but never married. She was born and raised in Kinloch, Missouri, which is like really, really close to what's the name of that place that had the water problem? Flint, Michigan. Flint, Michigan. And I made myself. I see myself in a lot of us do. A lot of us can really relate to his book. I don't think everybody in here read the book. I think some of y'all husbands waited for me to read the book and y'all just want to take away from the book what I took away or what I'm giving to you or what I'm regurgitating or whatever. Y'all husbands, y'all supposed to read the book. About 100 y'all was in the live last week talking about we gonna read the book, we gonna read the book now, and ain't none of y'all husbands get the damn book. So, she, let's see, she applied for shows like, or she auditioned for shows like Orange is the New Black and Lost It. Like, she was auditioning for a lot of shows, right? I know everybody must read it, but I know some of y'all hussies ain't gonna read it. Some of y'all ain't gonna read it, and that's messed up because I need y'all to do it. Nate, in my defense, I just started working. Okay. Okay. You should have got the audio. You should have got the hey Chandra. So, the next thing I want to talk about is that Jennifer Lewis felt that, like, as a child, as a small child, like, I think it was a scene that she talked about when she was at church. She was 5 years old, and she had, you know how when the gospel choir, when they get into it, they be like, ah, yes. She said she went full on, church mother in there. And she did things like that at 5 years old. So at a very young age, she was always extra. And she acknowledges that she's extra. And that's part of the thing that I felt about the book. Like I was discussing it with Shawnee. I was like, Shawnee, I don't know. Because the first chapters, the first like couple of chapters just seemed, it was like but it's a part of her disease. Let me say that, where I'm just like, she's really like, in her mind, it's just all about her in her mind. And it can turn a person off. So, you could tell along the way in the book that people either loved her or hated her. But she was the youngest. I think they said out of how many kids did she have, y'all? I mean, how many siblings did she have? I think she said like 12, something like that, 12, and she was the youngest. And the siblings, like 6. Okay, what I'm talking about, 12. Okay, who is that? Hey, hey, who's that? Lock the vibes. And because she was the youngest out of all of them, they pretty much treated her as an outcast. She probably, being the youngest, sometimes can get on the older siblings' nerves. But I think that was kind of messed up how they kind of like didn't include her, because she said the siblings broke off into 2 groups and she was just by herself. And she felt like she had to do extra in order to be heard. And I can see that. I definitely can see that. Yeah, four sisters and two or three brothers. And she was that way at a very, very, very small age. Let me see what else. So, what I thought, okay, so remember how I'm saying how in her mind she's very, very grand, okay? Um, all during her years in school and like elementary and high school and things like that, she was a performer then, you know. So let me see that. Let me see. She was a performer then, and she ended up. Didn't they say she went to? Yeah, she did go to college. Did she do the college in New York? I'm not sure. I can't really remember. I'm not trying to give you everything in the book. Let's see. So, hold on, guys. She also followed the rule never mess with another woman's man. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Well, Shauna, what are you talking about? You in her hometown? Oh, y'all just talking. Okay. Made her have to tear her personality that way. Well, okay. I seen the questions Tosh time. Um, no, it wasn't that. It was. I mean, younger siblings need attention regardless. You know, they fighting for attention all the time anyway, even if they don't need to. But like I said, her disease had a lot to do with her being bipolar had a lot to do with it. So this is what I want to touch on, right? In the book, she came across a lot of people. Like I said, I was so surprised at how accomplished she was in the theater. You know, we just thinking that she just a lady that just pop up here and there to do movies, but she was what we called a gypsy, or what. And I know what a gypsy is because one of my mother went to school with one of my play aunts who she met at Howard Theater, and my play aunt sister, I think her name is Kathy, was a gypsy. So that's how I know it. And that's somebody who's a part of the performing arts, people that go from town to town, like they make their living moving around and, you know, just before doing different shows here and there in different cities, which is, you know, synonymous with gypsies, if you know anything about them. Your ex-husband called you a gypsy? Wow. You know what? I have real live gypsy in my family. My grandmother's mother was a gypsy. Not even like a real live gypsy. Like not a performing art, but a gypsy. That would explain some daggone things. I was really thrown off by that term gypsy. Yeah, a lot of people don't know what that means. But it's actually, you know, just someone who makes a living in the performing arts, you know, going from town to town, city to city, you know, free, you know, gypsies, all kinds of madness, y'all. I have seen the Gypsy Wedding Show. They are very extra. Of course, they're very extra, blood, because they are performers. That's what they do. Everything about them is large and grand. Here we go with this old lady bra again. Sure, this tank won't let me live, y'all. This damn tank won't let me live. So I have seen. Okay, I've read that. Birth order makes a difference. It does, Tiff. Birth order does make a difference in how it is, but I'm telling you, it was some things that she had in her mind, like, so let's jump to the promiscuity, right? In the book, what she called it, Dick Diva? I think that chapter was called the Dick Diva. Yep, the Dick Diva. So the thing about her, wait a minute, guys. Thank you, Shaka Proc. Thank you. So, like, her promiscuity, for some reason, whenever she would perform on stage or something, because she loved that attention, and part of being bipolar is that your mind is constantly going, 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 going. it was hard for her to come down off that high. So she would pick like whatever meat she wanted, like literally, y'all. Like she would like Dingaling was like a grocery store to her. She would pick the finest thing in the box. You hear me? And she would roll up on it because she's very like an attractive, sexy, black woman with the bush and the lips and everything. She's very attractive. So she would walk up to him and be like, "Hey, you, I want some of you. Come on home with me." Child bang. Child bang. But bipolar too, neighbor, I point out shapes, personality, and behaviors. Very, very true. That's what I'm saying. Like, regardless of what her positioning was with her siblings, there was still a concern there. You know what I'm saying? And bipolar doesn't manifest in people the same way. It could be, it could be just like you constantly moving. Like when people are in a manic state, they just constantly moving. They just have to constantly have that action. Like um somebody I know of, like they're always like picking at their hair. Like they have no edges because I don't know what it is, but they're always doing that. Like my Judy do that. Every time she just always pulling on her thing, I'd be like, girl, you got bad nerves. But she smokes weed. Instead of her going to the doctor and, helping the situation, she uses people self-medicate. They don't want to address the problem, and we're going to talk about that in a sec too. You said, I know it was her younger days, but what, Shelly? But what? She didn't slow. Okay, I ain't gonna tell everything, but that lady lived a long dick life. Okay, she had a lot of dick in her life. On one hand, I love how she didn't absorb it like I'm a woman. I'm supposed to, be pristine. Like, oh, I don't want your dick. I love that. But at the same time, somebody from the outside would probably be like, what are you doing, girl? But it's also a part of being a gypsy. Gypsies are very free and loving with their body. They are, so that can be just a part of being, a performing artist. Okay? Let me take a comment break. She was fucking Shawnee. Okay, hold on. I think we all have a touch of bipolar. We all need some meds. I ain't even gonna talk about that. Body, I'm not judging her. I can't really judge her, especially when you know the background of the person. It opened my eyes to a lot of things when that she just was mentally, her brain was going, and she had to get to, she just had to continue that feeling. Like that's why I believe a lot of performers, when they're on stage, they need that roar of the crowd, that applause, that constant stimulation. And then when it's over, it becomes a crash. And they want it to last as long as possible. She was saying that she needed that orgasm, that was her nightcap. I said, shit. Now that's a beautiful thing. If any person that you lay with, they can take you there. Because I'm saying to myself, there's a lot of people that I done got with that did not take me there. And I was like, fuck did I do this? That's a good thing. If you can get with somebody and every time you get with them, you take them there. But then, it's times when you be like, I ain't even gonna do it because supposed he don't take me there. And I done laid in this bed with this goon for nothing. I be damn. I be god damn. Okay. Uh Shelly, listen, you better stop with the jokes, okay? You wasted a number. Jennifer Lewis is a sex kitten. Yes, she is. She's very sexy, and she knows it. That's the thing about her. She knows how beautiful she is. She knows that her voice is, sexy and it's deep and it's raspy and it's seductive. She said one little thing that, and I'm gonna jump forward a bit, where when she was on the set of Fresh Prince, she said, being a Libra, we Libras play too much. She walked past the office. He walked past her dressing room. Was like, "Hey, what's going on? What's going on?" To Jennifer Lewis. Jennifer Lewis turned to him and said, "Now, little boy, you better get away from me, little boy, because I will hurt you, little boy." I said, "Ooh." I don't know. She had turned into a good Christian woman then, so she wasn't, jumping on top of the ding dong. But I don't know. Will Smith, I do not do Libra men, but I'm telling you that Will Smith. How old is he? He's about 1,000 now, and I still would give him the what for. Even some of them men on the Temptations. Speaking of that, when she was on the Temptations, guys, she was not on her meds. She was not on her meds. She was all over the place. And just when I reflected the movie and looked at the movie, and I have the backstory of it, like she was on her meds, and then she decided, okay, I'm in control of this. I'm not on my meds no more. Child, she had the plum fool on that Temptation set. Here you go, Team Libra. She said, I'll fuck you. Yup. That Jenifer Lewis, like, did she change her name? That Jenifer Lewis, it's like you admire her so much for her freedom and everything, but it's points that was so sad because she was dealing with her illness, So, excuse me. Okay, and you know what? Do y'all remember John Voight? Do y'all know who that is? Like he was in Midnight Cowboy. It was with Dustin Hoffman. It was a good movie. I think it got a Grammy or something. John Voight, that is Angela Jolie's mother. Okay? I mean, father. Okay? But John Voight has seen him. He was like, what you trying to do, Jenifer? She was like, what you trying to do, John Voight? She said she took him home and she rode that cowboy. I said, oh! John Voight back in the day was a beautiful, beautiful white man. Beautiful, beautiful white man. And she didn't have no qualms about what color. Like I said, gypsies are free. Okay, I know who you're talking about. Who, John Voight? That's not a major age gap. Oh, between Will and her? No, it's not. That's not. But let me say this. She said at the end of the book that it was a whole lot of ding dongs that she jumped on in the industry, but the only one she named was John Voight. I said to myself, I need to know more dinglings than that. I know you done jumped on more dinglings than that, girl. I know you have. Come on now. Dang it. So, okay, so she had a lot of free sex, a lot of random, hoobity-joobity, but she had, how many pregnancies did she say she had? Shawnee, help me out. Gregory Hines, yes. Gregory Hines, when she said that, I was like, Gregory Hines. But Gregory Hines has like this sexy thing about him. This really, really, really sexy thing about him. But she said she had several pregnancies, abortions, and no babies. Right? She gonna have wait a minute. Gregory Hines is a pass. It's definitely a pass. What? Yo, you crazy? That Gregory Hines was an old bony, sexy mother sucker. Like he was smooth. And what was crazy to me was, y'all know how on the Real Housewives of Atlanta that they gave Kim Fields the business for her husband being a dancer? Because people automatically assume because they are, a part of a performing art or a dance group or something like that, that, that he, that they're gay. They might have been bi, but them mother scooters was having a whole lot of friggin' going on. And I never thought Gregory Hines was gay. Never. I don't know why. But when she told me he was gay, when she told me she jumped on top of him, I said, ooh. But I was like, why don't you mention like more people, Jenifer? Why you don't mention more people? This book could have been hot to death, but I guess because like I said, Jenifer Lewis is very self-absorbed. Very, very, very self-absorbed, which I believe has to do with her family. And I remember this one part when Lynn Whitfield had to check her and say, it's not always about you, right? She said, I be goddamn. So, okay, so outside of the people that we would talk about, she had several lovers, along the way that she stayed with constantly. But what I didn't understand about her was that as she got older, I wish she would have just knew the game more. Because do y'all remember when she had some guy to take all her money? What was the guy's name? His name was Terrence. I needed. Let's see. Oh, hey, RJ's. May Greenleaf checked her. Wow. Wow. So it was like, I was surprised how, I was like, wow, why is she making these mistakes as an older woman? I just couldn't understand that. I'm like, you're very like versed. You've had experience. You know what person loves you and what person doesn't love you, or you should know by now. So that was kind of disappointing to see how she let this guy, well, I don't know. The dude might have been slick, but even her, she was like, it was the one guy who was the most troubled in her life because she always messed with guys that had their stuff together. But it was the one who was the most troubled that dogged her ass. You said black of the berry. Sometimes we put our trust in the wrong people. So true, Tosh. How old was she then? It was just like, remember, it was like 2 years ago where, not even 2 years, where it was like, it came out in the news where somebody took her money about the same time that Nikki Murphy had got curried. Somebody took her money, you know, in her 50s. Okay, because I think she's almost 60 now, I think. But still, to me, it's like, wait a minute, you know, but it was like all these, love affairs that she had. Wait a minute. Shawnee, was Terrence the guy who she was with for 8 or 9 years? Or was it the dude, because I forgot the name of the dude who carried her, that took all her money, the one that was the most effed up. And she typically doesn't deal with anybody that's that messed up. Oh, goodness. Okay. Yes, that's too old to be a pick me. Okay, she's 61. She's 61 now. So it was like 2 or 3 years ago that she got curried. So I was kind of disappointed at that part, that I was like, no, you are a special enough woman so that the men you pick should all be stellar. But all of us, we make mistakes along the way, you know? Right, that's what I was saying. But Shawnee, she said that she's never messed with a man who was as messed up as him, because he was fucked up. He was fucked up, and she was dealing with him. And then I'm gonna tell y'all this one little part. She was messing with some dude, and this is when around the time that her and Whoopi Goldberg had become really close. And it was like a situation where it was $2,000 on the table, and she was messing with some dude who she wanted out of her house, because I really think that she has commitment issues. I really do. And y'all, I can't knock her for that, because real talk, guys, this relationship that I am right now is the first time that I am 100% in, because I had commitment issues. I needed to be free. I needed my freedom. So anyway, she had some dude living with her, right? And then she went over to Whoopi house and was like, look, I need to get this ninja out of my house. I'm sick of him. She said, girl, take that $2,000 and get that nigga out your house. I said, oh, Jesus. And y'all, how many of us have paid to get a nigga out of our house? Because and for some reason, you be like, damn, it's like a whole 3 months, 4 months, and he been here 4 whole months. I don't like him. I don't like him. Why is he here? Why he here, Ike? Why is he here? You know? Okay, before it costs you $2 million, like it cost me. Right. I left that part out. Right, exactly, Shawnee. Whoopi Goldberg said, take this $2,000, get that nigga out your house before it costs you $2 million. Ding. I said, that's right. She said that the man keeps changing her name. I wonder if this is real life because some people with bipolar have a huge imagination. Yeah. Okay. We are typically the same person we are in our youth, even when we're older, especially when it comes to the matters of the heart. Okay. Lily Raw, my nurse is here listening to you once. She heard the topic of the video. She's here retaking my vitals. I referred her to you. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. She said he also made it like a charity thing, and she was very busy at the time to really pay attention and follow up. Ooh. Hey, El Toro. Hello. Who's this? Miss Fine. Whoopi, a real ride or die sister. For real. She is. She is. Thank you, El Toro. Thank you so much. So, let's move on to here. Okay. Okay, so this is another thing. Oh, she. Oh, she. Oh, okay, Pat. Well, then you can. We're talking about the book. We're in it now. But like it was so many people that she came across in her life that I just wanted. I was playing Phyllis Hyman in the other one, and then I had to come out because her and Phyllis Hyman were cool. Her and Whitfield was cool. And let me give you this little piece of information that'll make you go, "What?" So you know how popular the play Dreamgirls was, right? And these are the things that she's doing, like behind the scenes, that we don't even know about what's going on with her, right? The play Dreamgirls was she created the character for Jennifer Holliday. What happened was, I guess Jennifer Holliday was like, "Look, I got something better to do." When they before it was named Dreamgirls, they was just working with the concept for Dreamgirls. Hey Linda, she explained a lot on the interview with Hot 97 last week. Yeah, she did, but listen, you still need to read that book because there's a lot of nuances in that book that I think, people really need to see, okay? So what happened was they brung Jennifer Lewis in after Jennifer Holliday was like, "Look, I got some other shit I got to do. I got to get, I don't have time for this." So what happened was Jennifer Lewis developed the character for Jennifer Holliday's character, and then the producers came to her and was like, "Okay, Jennifer Holliday is back. We prefer her over you, so you can go ahead." But Jennifer Lewis still gets a check from Dreamgirls because she's responsible for Jennifer Holliday's character. I said, "You better go, girl." So she has always been like this awesome, larger than life person. She deserves it. She stated that Dreamgirls was her first professional disappointment. Yep. Because they didn't choose her, but she still gets the creds for developing the character. I got to give her a thumbs up on that. So, yeah, she didn't get the part. Cha-ching, yep. Okay, that's how I be like. Sometimes that back me up. I mean, I be disappointed that I ain't on stage, with this spectacular play. But goddamn it, the fact that I get a check every month makes me feel really good on the inside. I'll be okay. Trust me, I'll be okay. Because Dreamgirls, that's a bad motherfucker. Okay. You say give me the money? Sure. I can sit on my couch, relax, and wait for the mailman to knock on the door and get my little check. Since she developed the character. But I thought that was like a little piece of information that was, hey Nay, hey Tia, hey love. Here she go, passionate one, give me the money. Oh, AJ, you need, give me the money. But she had some times where she was, behind the scenes broke, okay? Because like I told you, a lot of times when she was behind the scenes waiting for her next gig, a lot of people turned her away because they weren't feeling her, because they were saying that she was too much, too dramatic. And it's true. It's true. Even when we see her in our favorite movies of her, she's still like very big, very large. And the problem is her character can outshine everybody else. And that was a problem for her. Trust me. You're supposed to be the the secondary actress or whatever, and you are coming out here outshining the star. You can't do that. You can't do that. The people ain't ready for you. So then I want to talk about the fact that she talked about a substitute mother. Bette Miller. Bam! I forgot about Bette. How could I forget about Bette? God damn it. So, I would hope that some of y'all know who Bette Midler is. She's like this white lady that's like extra, and she's like, I love Bette Midler. I've always loved her. Like I told y'all before, my grandmother put all of us in situations where we had to expand past the hood. So we went to plays, we went to the theater. We know who certain people are, and if you don't know who they are, just Google them, right? But Bette Midler is definitely a pretty big deal, a really, really, really big deal. And Bette Midler had hired her to be, I forget the name of the group behind her, to be a backup singer or something for Bette Midler. I forget the name of it, but Bette Midler and her had this, like, this low-key love-hate relationship towards each other because Bette Midler knew how good Jenifer Lewis was or is. She knew that. And I think Bette Midler made it, like she meant to keep Jenifer Lewis, what's that word, squander or like kind of smother her talent to me. They had a love-hate relationship, but it's still like Bette Midler. Like anybody that was a showgirl or a gypsy that was large that came across Jenifer Lewis, I can understand why they were like, I don't know if I want her in my show. I can't do that. Because we all know, okay, not her. Get that other one. The other one might work, but not her. Okay, Beaches. Yes, she was a part of Beaches. Yes, Beaches. Okay, she told her, know your best black. Yup. She was like, Bette Midler was the best black entertainer. Yup. And the best white, but will not share the lead stage. Ooh, I love that. Yep. It's Midler, isn't it? It's not Miller, it's Midler. She's very talented and outspoken. Yes, because to me, Bette Midler is the white Jenifer Lewis. Jenifer Lewis is the black Bette Midler. So I see why they have that, that not camaraderie, where they have that, that constant bumping heads. Yeah, it is Midler. Thank you. Bette was scared Jenifer would take over, and she was right. Yeah. Yes. Clash. Thank you, boo. Thank you. Two very big personalities. Yep. So, okay, so what I want to talk about is the substitute mother thing. Like, in therapy, what I don't like about therapy, and I think this might be what S_Hutchison or Mrs. Hutchison is going to talk about. What I don't like about therapy that I felt like Jenifer Lewis's mother did is that when you sit down and you talk to them, they try to bring up like your mother. You're like, hold it. I'm not here for my mother. We're not here to talk about my mom. We're here to talk about me, right? Let's talk about me. But I think that sometimes therapists, and I don't know if I have any therapists in the building, y'all can let me know. But it's like, I don't know if it's because they want to get to they think that the mother is always the root of it. And I'm like, to me, that's not fair. I don't like that. But she finally found a therapist named Rachel. Sometimes it's the gateway to the problem. I agree. I absolutely agree. That was some things that I don't know because sometimes as a black mother, the black mother has to be so strong, and they can't let their guard down at all, that although it doesn't manifest correctly in your children and how they think about you, it's like, I think that therapists should kind of like incorporate in the fact that the black woman is like, they were conditioned to be the alpha woman. Like, I don't like that. Like, don't start from, oh, your mom didn't do this, your mom didn't do that, blah 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 blah. I don't like that. Start from the point A. That's what I always say. Stop starting on point B. Start from point A. Point A is that the black mother has been conditioned to be uber masculine, even from slavery. So that's the part that I just don't like. Okay, they take you back to childhood, and it's too much. I have been kicked out of every therapist's office and had the police called on me. Amen. You right, as a black mother. I've had sessions now and several doctors, and it's just like medicine. Okay, black mothers has to be many things, so many roles to play. The black mother has to be everything. True. You have to find what fits you. I agree. Okay, Tosh time. I slightly disagree. Therapy has helped me. Oftentimes, therapists will go back to how we were raised to piece together the why in our behaviors as adults. Y'all, I've been through therapy myself, right? After my mom died, girl, all this went blank. You hear me? Blank. Neighbors walking, I don't know what the fuck I was and how it was, okay? And I don't believe that the therapist that I utilized was good, because the bitch ended up talking more about her problems in her life and then we on mine. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm here for me. We here for me. Why is we talking about you? So, I had to leave that, husband, because what you won't do is make me spend my good copay on you and your fucking problems, because that's not what we here to do, bitch. Okay? Excuse me. Hold on. Let me take a break. What's this? Backus deal. What's up? What's up? It is very painful to travel back. It is. But what I'm saying, sometimes you have to go backwards to realize what happened. Like, what was she saying about her mother? She realized that the mother did the best that she could do. That's what I'm saying. When she said that once she got to the point in therapy where she wasn't blaming her mother and where she didn't feel like she was feeling unloved and things like that, she realized that her mom did the very best that she could do. That's all I'm saying. How did she know that her mother didn't have bipolar issues? Because in the beginning, when she explained her mother was about that life type woman. Her mother was absolutely an alpha female who was dealing with men here and there. Like, I think she had an episode where one of her mother's boyfriends put his hand on her, and the mother busted him in the head with a bottle. So her mother was an alpha female. Start there. Don't start from, oh, your mama ain't do this, your mama ain't hug you, your mama ain't kiss you. Start here and be like, the black woman was conditioned to be hard. Start there. Do that. Okay, there are definitely good and bad therapists, and so very true. Okay, I think her climate and breaking points was when her mother didn't support her when the pastor molested her. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let me tell you what the demise is of the black woman. To me, get ready, y'all. I might piss some of y'all off. Y'all about to get ready. Thank you, Shawnee. I'm so glad you're here. Get ready. What I don't understand about the black woman is how, when y'all be going to church, y'all have made the pastor y'all husband. The only man in your life is the pastor. That's the only man that you all have decided to be faithful to be loyal to give your money to all these things. Y'all done made the pastor of the church, and I'm only saying this because I'm not a black mother, okay? That's why I'm saying y'all. But y'all done made the pastor of the church y'all man. Y'all look forward to every Sunday going to the pastor of the church. Oh, going up there and y'all all fiending for the same man. On the same passage. Let me shut up. I was about to go there, but I ain't gonna go there. Hold on. Let me take a comment break because I want to hear what y'all got to say. He's just a dang man. False idols. Yep. For real though. Yep. Exactly, Nate. They have, what is that? Dietized a man. That was my grandmother. Let me scratch my bush on that. And it's sad. It's sad how these pastors have turned these women in the church, and they know exactly what they're doing because they're not saying no to the woman. They're not saying, Sister Patterson, maybe you're a bit what's that word? You're a bit over the line, Sister Patterson. Maybe you ought to pull back some. They're not going to do that because they know that if they make that woman uncomfortable, she's not going to put that money in that plate no more. So that's what I have a problem with the black woman and the pastor. I said it, goddammit. I said it, and whoever, and I know I'm sure I'm going to be pissing a lot of motherfuckers off because I said it. But it's facts. You women need to marry a man, not your pastor. Y'all so enamored with the pastor that you think every man's supposed to be like what you think your pastor is. Okay? And he be having women. It be terrible. Y'all, hold on. I'm going to give y'all what you call. Okay, Sonia Wiggins, right. Many don't understand that at the end of the day, pastor is just a man and not perfect. Linda, that's why a lot of churches full of mostly women. Yes. And they know that. You're right. And don't let him be fine. Ooh. So let me tell you this, right? My father is a pastor, right? I told y'all he's in charge of an apostolic church, right? And the thing about him is, my dad looks very young. Like my dad could easily go for early 50s, late 40s. Easily, right? Looks very young. What's disgusting to me is how all those women, when I'm at the church, come up to me. Hi, Nene. Hi, it's good to see you, baby girl. I'm looking at them like, Lord. And I talk to my brother because me and my sister have the same mother, and me and my brother have the same father. And child, some of them women, me and brother be looking at each other like, do you know her? Do you know that lady? And we know what the deal is. Me and my brother know exactly what the deal is. And it's just funny to me how all those women clamor around us so that they can get close to him. If you ask me, I'll tell you the goddamn truth. My father is a player, okay? A player. I love him. I love you, Daddy, but you're full of shit. Okay. So when they fail to put them to their places, they are failing to flock. Okay, Latrice, I'm confused. Objectively speaking, how are we too strong to our kids, but not to manipulation? Oh, hey, Laura, baby. Hey, I'm going to get back to you, Latrice. I'm going to let you know. Putting up all their money in church to fund his lifestyle. Yep. Y'all on the bus. Okay? Y'all on the bus to go to the church. But you better believe it's a Bentley parked outside. And you better believe that pastor is clean as a mother sucker. So when I was talking about being strong, because I think you kind of, Latrice, I'm confused. Objectively speaking, how are we too strong to our kids, but not to a manipulator? I don't know. Now I got it. I had to reread it again. I don't know. I don't know how these same women could require so much from their children. And it's not, and to me, it's just conditioned. Black women have been conditioned to be strong. Period. Back from slavery. You hear me? We were conditioned to be that way. Just like these, dumbass niggas have been conditioned to leave the family behind from slavery. They've been doing it for years. That's what they do. Like dumbass niggas think that their job is to go around and fuck every woman and leave kids and move on with their life. I'm gonna give her a baby. move on. I'm gonna give her a baby, move on. That shit is instilled in them from slavery. And every time I meet a man that's a cheater or a disgusting pig or something like that, I be like, you got the slave mentality. You gonna be forever be a slave, dumbass. Okay, the biggest pimps are in this church. You better tell it. Oh, my sister hit me. Okay, preach on this good Sunday. We don't know how not to be strong. Exactly. And that's what I said. That's what I said. Now, granted, what I am saying is that, black women should be more loving towards their children. I really believe that because sometimes being uber strong to your children can backfire, on you. But I do think that mothers should be more loving to their children. Like, that's part of the reason why I ain't had no kids, because my child would walk all over me. Okay? So in that case, when you dealing with a uber strong mother, okay, look at you fanning like you're in church. So, okay, see, I always wondered how women put men over our children. I have seen it many times. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So this is what I said that I really liked from her, or what she said was, because she acknowledges that certain parts of her and her mother's relationship were missing. Okay. She said that along the way she had gotten substitute mothers, which I believe that a lot of that I believe that children should do. I believe that when you find somebody along the way in your life that you feel is good for you or offers you what you need as you get older, I believe that you should incorporate them in your life as you get older, because sometimes you can't get everything from one person, especially if your mother is like this hard type person, like my mother, the Pisces, ended up being a substitute mother a lot of times. I mean, she was hard to us, but she was hard on us. But when she seen a child in need, they were always welcomed into our home. So sometimes I think you need to acknowledge that, okay, my mom is not doing this and I need this. But you've come across somebody that gives that to you. I don't think it's bad for you to look at somebody else as your mother. Like, for instance, you see her with Brandy all the time. Brandy, she calls Brandy her baby. That's her daughter. She calls her that all the friggin' time. Okay, I apologize for my typos. I was saying that when a pastor is trying to lead a flock, there are deacons, mothers, and the first lady there to put him in his place if his leadership fails. There are people there to put him in his place, but do they? Or are they brainwashed just like everybody else? Now, don't get me wrong. You need the pastor sometimes to put the word in perspective so that you can absorb it. But when you're doing it so much so that now your pastor has become your man, sure, your whole life passing you by. You started going to the church at 30. Now you're 52 and you're still fucking single because you're looking for a man to be just like your pastor. Girl, don't get me. Let me move on before I get mad. Okay. A lot of women are very loving when it comes to their sons, but not with their daughters. Dang. Okay. And Brady has expressed issues with her own mother. Who is Brady, boo? I can relate because I definitely spoiled mine. Brand spoiled your what? Your pastor? E.G. Williams, what you spoiled? Tasha, my mother was and still is very loving. I witnessed balance in her life. She showed me much love, protection, and nurturing. She never stopped being a woman. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you were blessed to have a mother that was well-rounded. Some of our mothers ain't have time for love. You hear me? They ain't had time for all that shit. My real talk, My mother been working 2 jobs as long as I can fucking remember. Or when she was alive, as long as I can remember. She ain't even had time to. Shit. Okay. Oh, Brandy. Hey, Kern. Hey. Oh, your children. Okay. They're both Aquariuses. Who? Who's an Aquarius? I know Jennifer Lewis is. She's an Aquarius. But I just dig the concept of it's time for people to stop being so angry. Yes, we know you're an Aquarius, Shani. But it's time for people to stop being so angry about, their childhood. Because, and I hate to say it, for some reason, men stay angry a long time. I'm about to give y'all I'm about to tell y'all the truth. Women, we got too much going on to stay angry. Okay? We got too much. We just stay angry at our mother. We got to move on because now we be mothers. We don't have time to move, sit there and talk about the bullshit that our mother took us through. We got to move. But men, for some reason, when their mother don't love them correctly, child, they be 72 years old in the damn casket talking about what their mama ain't do to them. And I'm saying, if I could get any of them men to understand that it's okay for you to absorb or incorporate women in your life who you feel like are loving, and for you to say, okay, this is going to be my substitute mother because I need more. It's okay. Sometimes one person can't be everything to you. So I love that concept. You will be miserable, Renee, your whole life. Hey, Terrell. Hey. So, and then let me say this about her. Jennifer Lewis became a part of the Big Sister program and ended up adopting or being the legal guardian of her daughter Charmaine, right? And it touched me because she was like, her and Charmaine was so tight. But then when she became a teenager, their relationship started to change for the worse, which all teenagers do. Teenagers make you want to kill them. That's what happened. I mean, real talk with me, that's part of the reason why I ain't want to have kids neither, because I ain't had time to deal with me. I don't have time to be dealing with me as a teenager. I'd kill a motherfucker. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't, you know. So, let's see. Yes, teenagers will make you lose your mind. And I don't want one. Okay? I don't want to have to deal with them smart mouth motherfuckers. I don't want to have to deal with that. They can keep that. Okay? Hold on, let me see. Hold on, guys. Let me take a break. Okay. So, now, I'm going to talk about now with her facing her problems or her acknowledging her problems and what she has going on there, right? What I thought was breaking was that she had went through some therapists, but she found this one who really worked with her well, that was in her face, that called her out on her bullshit, which was good, because I'm sure that there are therapists that, rich and famous people come across that just tell them anything so that the person could keep coming to their chair. But whoever Rachel was like, pretty much, you full of shit. She called her out. You're full of shit. You on that bullshit. You need some medication. You need to get your life together because you are out of control. And I liked Rachel. She needed a Rachel. Oh, yeah. When now, this is before AIDS became like this thing that it's not cured, but it's controlled. You can definitely live a good life with AIDS now, right? I mean, AIDS or HIV before it even get to AIDS. So she was losing so many of her friends in, in the industry that it started changing her perspective on things, and she started being an AIDS activist, for AIDS awareness, which I will do for her. And also her, but what was funny was that slowed her down with the sleeping around with men. But it wasn't until she became a mother to Charmaine that she didn't have that random sex anymore. That's what I think happened when I was talking about earlier, how you like 50 something years old and you're trusting the wrong man. So that's what I think happened with there, because all her relationships were so free and non-committed that she really didn't really know how to be in a relationship and how to pick out a good guy at 50 years old. So that could be the reason why she made that mistake, because she was pretty free for a long time, sexually, mentally. She did what she wanted to do. She just was out there. Okay. So let's see. So when all of her friends were dying, that made her reflect on her life and do things, differently. Also, I am a huge believer in sometimes you don't know yourself until you see yourself. So let's see. We already said, Dia, I didn't speak to you earlier. I'm sure I spoke to you. But she and Robin Williams was together, and she saw how Robin Williams' mental health was declining. She said she saw him in a manic state. And what happened was, when she saw herself, she did not want to be that person anymore, because she was saying some things about him that, I was like, dang, he's been struggling with this problem for years. He's also been struggling with some addictions for years. So that's why I pretty much was like, okay, and I'm telling y'all, you really and truly do not know yourself until you see yourself. You don't see how, foolish you're acting or how foolish you're thinking sometimes until you see a mother sucker doing the same dumb shit as you doing, for you to be like, is that how I act? Is that me? Oh my God. And it be you. It be you. And you acting a plumb fucking fool. So, because some people think they so above, or, people be having delusion of grandeur about themselves. Okay. For every 1 minute of video footage of a white racist speaking, there is at least 24 hours of video footage. What is that? Who is this? Okay. I see it on my videos. Yup. Who is that? Nay, do you think because of her big disconnect with some of everything that made it easier for her to be so free, almost without conscious? Mm, um, no, because certain people are just free people anyway. Okay, some people are just free, But I believe that there were points in her life when she was going through the mania that made her act extra. Like me, I consider myself to be very free. I don't really have a lot of judgment towards anybody, because I want, I just, I'm a free thinker, period. The shit that pissed normal people off don't piss me off. You know, what did she say? Oh, all right. So, let's see. Okay, so just a little bit apart, and then I want to take it back because I skipped over this. When we was talking about the pastor, right? And I'm sorry, Shauna, you mentioned it to me, but I didn't take it back. What happened was she had, and I'm calling this part the facing demons part, because when you face your demons, when I tell you that is healing, it is so. Y'all think about the fact that how many times that you've had a problem with somebody, and then when you finally went to them and you told them, look, this is my problem with you, how right after that point y'all dynamic just changed, because sometimes you have to get in somebody's face and say, this is my problem with you, and the person be taken aback and looking at you like, yo, I got baking soda under my arm. That's what it is. It's not deodorant, But because I don't use deodorant. But you could be taken aback from from the person coming at you, and you never know that the person had that problem with you. So once they put it in your face and say, this is my problem with you, the situation is resolved just that quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like, think of how many people, like, this is my problem. I'm going to take it to Zodiacs. This is my problem with Cancers and Scorpios. You all hold so much anger towards people, and a person don't even know what the fuck they did wrong to you. So, so you're holding on to that anger, and you creating time and years of anger, and you're not fixing yourself, and you're not fixing them. Because if they did something wrong, they need to know that they did something wrong so they won't do it again, or at least wrong to you. So anyway, taking it back to the pastor, the thing about the pastor was they were in a car. The little girl, when she was Jennifer Lewis, let me see. Yes, my mom is a Scorpio. That is true. Has cancer right on. I stay quiet. Hey, yeah. You need to talk, Cancer. You need to talk. You need to talk. Because you're going to live your goddamn life miserable by holding on to shit. You hear me? You're going to live your life miserable just joining discussion. Hey, 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 hey. So what happened was Jennifer Lewis had got a ride home from the pastor, the same pastor who her mother worshiped. The pastor had reached over to Jennifer Lewis when she was 11 years old and tried to kiss her. I'm not sure if he connected, but she pushed him off. I'm like, no, pastor, this ain't right. I know this shit ain't right, you know. And that got in her head. Could you imagine the man that your mother worshipped? Worshipped, reached to try to touch you, and you're 11 years old, and that nasty motherfucker tried to touch you, and your mama giving your money, your good house money to that dirty dick motherfucker? Could you imagine? And then when she told her mother basically called the pastor up and said, now tell him what you just told me. Child, I was through. I was through. And it happens in black families all the fucking time. And I hate that it happens in black families so much that it's shocking when it doesn't happen. That's how serious it is among us. I guess I'm a different Scorpio. But hey, maybe, baby. As long as you get what you have off your chest. So what she did was to heal herself. And I think we all need to do this. What she did was she talked to people. She wrote a letter to her mother and told her mother all the things that she was feeling. And this is off of her, from Rachel, her therapist, telling her this. She wrote a long letter to her mother to let her mother know, these are the things that I feel. These are the things that I felt like, happened to me. This is what I did. You didn't protect me. She didn't use these words, but this is how I'm summarizing it. These are the things that I feel happened that scarred me as a child and now as an adult. Hold on, I want to take a break. And I had to learn to be more verbal. And I believe I'm dealing with issues head on. Good for you. Acknowledgement is key to me. If someone refused to acknowledge that part, it's time to go. So true. You have, y'all, all these problems that we having, that we're holding on to, as soon as you put it on the table and the person realized, damn, I didn't realize what I was doing, or how, damn, I didn't realize that. That changes the behavior, because now you're telling the person, this hurts me and I need you to fix it. Let me see. Okay. Will you be doing a follow-up review? She better. She said she's going to do it. And so what happened was, part of her therapy, she called that pastor and she put it in his face. You hear me? And even though he probably didn't even I can't remember. Okay. Oh yeah, Nay. She mentioned that she was never successful in a sense because she didn't want to make her mother happy or proud, or she wanted to make, yup. And her mother was never satisfied. Her mother, she felt like she'd been buying her mother, trying to buy her mother's love and acceptance. Yup, I got it, boo. Proud. And her mother, she felt like her mother was never, proud of her. Even though for real, Jennifer Lewis was very successful. But this is me taking it back to being a black mother. Black mothers cannot show vulnerability because that's how they could been conditioned to be. What I found, and not to be shitting on black mothers, like what Jennifer Lewis acknowledged was that she felt like her mother put her in a place. And I'm about to touch a nerve, y'all, so get ready. She said she was made to feel like her mother's minion to do her bidding. That black mothers, and I feel this way, and I'm kumbayaing with her. Black mothers raise their children to be their minions. I'm your mother. Do what I say. You're not human. You're here for me. I had you, so go give me the remote. I had you, so do this. Like black mothers have a sense of entitlement when it comes down to raising their children, in that they feel like their children they made their children to be their, like I'm the queen, their little minions. And I'm telling you, I love my mother to death. But my mother really, she was one of them strong mothers that basically was like, do what I say. There was like no sense of you're human, or I want you to feel prideful or something like that. It happens, and I'm not mad at my mom for that. It's just more so a thing of, look, do what I say do because I told you to do it. You're my mother. It was just like that. And I don't know why black mothers do that. Somebody got to break the cycle. I hope y'all mother suckers breaking the cycle, because you can't do that. Footstool, is that what you want to say it? I can understand what you mean. Good, thank you. See, the coddle the boys and then send the girls out very early like lionesses to hunt. See what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, my mother trained me to be a strong person. It was just that I was old, soft-hearted little, I was just soft. My little sister, though, that motherfucker is a savage. So subscribe to your Patreon just to hear your personal journey. Thank you so much. Your mom was like that too. Definitely breaking that cycle with my kids. Good for you, T. Monique. Good for you. I communicate with them and listen to their point of view. Good for you. Your mom too? Okay, children had to help in the farms and today are needed for protection. What? Okay, to help in the farms, but that's what I was saying earlier about the slave mentality. You dig it? Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, not that the children are not supposed to help you because they're supposed to have chores so they can learn responsibility. But the slave mentality is that they have children to help them to pick cotton. Okay? And that shit has manifested throughout the generations of, you're my child, so you need to help me work and do blah, blah, blah. That doesn't happen in white America. They don't do that to their children. Black folks are still mentally enslaved by bullshit. I'm telling you, I am not, Hold on, I need a goddamn break. Hold on. Okay, a great idea and good use of Patreon. I've also added Shelly's Patreon. Yeah, I need to get which one? I honestly think my kids saved my life. Without them, what reason do I have to live? Good for you, Shelly. That's a good way of, because being a mother is a beautiful thing. It's just that I just need for our mothers to be better. Be better. Leave that slave bullshit in slavery times. Okay? So, let me see what else. And then we're going to talk about one more point. Okay, so then we're going to do this. Fixing her, that's what I want to say. Okay, she talked about a point where she realized that she was fixing herself, right? And what she did to fix herself was she acknowledged that her mom did her best. That's the first thing you can do. Your mom did your best. And I acknowledge the fact that, all the women black women that I've come across, they're doing their very, very best. Unfortunately, we do have women that are mothers that are not mentally right, and there's nothing that they can do to make it. If they don't get help or treatment along the way, there's nothing that they can do to make it right. you know. Because you all you need is a pussy to have a child. Whether or not you on a level of, on the right level of society, that don't matter. Okay. And then she said that over therapy, and this is what I want to also, Shelly, I want you to chime in on either here or on yours. She said with her treatment, she got medication and she learned how to do controlled responses and not be, out of control when she doesn't get what she wants. And I believe that even though I'm not on medication, I'm not ashamed of that if I was on medication. I told y'all I went to the doctor's office before and I was like, yeah, I think I'm crazy. I need some drugs. And the doctor was like, no, Nay, get the fuck out of here. You don't need no drugs. Go back to work. I'm like, fuck. Okay. But I don't, in fact, I applaud a person that acknowledges when they have some mental health concerns and, they get help. Let me see. I need to learn that my damn self. Ooh. That she has she does control responses. Me too. I've learned that. I don't have no reason to be angry no more. I live a beautiful fucking life. Every time I feel myself about to get angry, when I'm out in public, I be like, whenever I feel myself about to get angry or whatever the case may be, I be like, child, my life is beautiful. I don't even have no reason. I was over there down at the Kroger and the goddamn Kroger lady threw my food down the daggone timing belt. I said to her, are you about to get off, ma'am? She was like, yeah, I've been here since 1. I said, well, I hope you do. I hope you get off very soon. My wife was about to snap, but I said, boo, I got it. I got it. And, I was like, but I hope you get off soon. Because I don't have no reason to be mad no more. My life is beautiful. That bitch mad because she been on her feet all goddamn day bagging groceries. So I said, she mad for it. But, I'm trying to. That's something that I had to learn over years, control responses. And also, because I used to be a probation officer, sometimes them dudes would say crazy shit to me. And so I wouldn't pop off or lose my fucking job. I would just be like, oh, are you okay today? We mad? What is we mad for? You need to go out and come back in? So that, and then she also mentioned that she had a village of support. That is very, very, very important. Like Shelly, sometimes she be making me laugh so hard because, Shelly has admitted online that she has, that she is bipolar. That, people be like, what her husband over there, her husband hearing her hollering and yelling or something, when Shelly be snapping. But she said her husband just ignores her. And that's what happens. When you have somebody around you who loves you and supports you and not just there to benefit from you, that village of support matters. As long as you have somebody that's not ignorant, that's not looking at you and judging you, when for real half these motherfuckers probably need to be on some medication or going through therapy themselves. What's this to say? So, at any rate, guys, all I want to say is this: we come to an end for this, guys. Shelly, I want to be in your. What you say? Please don't make blackout. Oh, I'm not blacking out, baby. I'm not gonna black out. I'm be good. I'm gonna be good. My moderators in here doing their job. They doing what they supposed to do. We good. We good. So, that's all I have to say about this. We're going to close this up, guys. And I just want to encourage everyone, please, even if you feel like you're losing control or if if you just feel a certain kind of way that you wake up every morning depressed, because it was a time in my life that I would wake up and I would be like I had to fight to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to choose to be happy. Like, okay, today I'm gonna be happy. And I said, okay, that's what prompted me to go to the doctor and say, okay, I need to, maybe look into this. Don't ignore it. If you have signs that's telling you, if you have signs that's, you feel like you have to force yourself to be happy, don't ignore it. It's okay. You know, and don't be ashamed, because right here on my channel, you have support. You know what I'm saying? You really do have support. So don't think that you're going to be alone. And if anybody over here on my channel that makes fun of mental illness, you know them motherfuckers is blicked, blockety, blookety, blocked. You hear me? They can look, they can listen, but they will not be able to comment over this bitch. Okay? All right. As always, I enjoy your commentary. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You still need to get that book, Miss Monique. You still need to get it, because there's a lot of things in that book that I feel like will make you definitely a better. I'm telling you, I cried in that book. I laughed in that book, because you know she all funny, and you know I got the audible, so I heard her voice, you know, and she was doing little things. She was acting crazy. She reminds me of me so much. I'm sure all of us, when we read the book, will see a part of ourselves in that book. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you guys, because it's going to be signs in the book that you may not be seeing about yourself that you may need to see. And it's okay. It's okay for you to get help. Life is fucked up, y'all. And you know my saying is, life is too short for you to live it sober. You know, I don't want you to use drugs to fix the problems, but life is too short to live it unhappy. Think about it. If you were depressed and you never got it treated, that means you living 20 more years of your life depressed, when you could go to the doctor and get it fixed and live the rest of your 20 years, live a good 20 years. Y'all better start thinking about that. Anyway, guys, have a good one.